Hi everyone, I am super excited about this foundation. I can't wait to show you. Okay, first I'm going in with the Clinque Prep Start. This is another one of those $100 points rewards at Sephora, so I wanted to try it. I did kind of put a little bit too much on, but I really like it. It's basically like a moisturizer and primer in one. A lot of times with my face, I need more hydration, and I think it worked really well. You can kind of see as I'm putting it on, it's smoothing out my skin a little bit. I have bigger pores, so it's kind of minimizing them. I think it's a good product. Probably will go back and buy it. I'm going to use the HD green concealer from NYX right now. I love this concealer for the price. It works really well. I like it to fill my hollow smile lines a little bit, and I know under my eyes is more of a purpley color, but I find that it conceals under my eyes good too, so I'm just gonna blend that in. So the Fenty foundation by Rihanna is what it says it's going to be. More of a skin-like texture with good coverage, which is crazy because a lot of times if you get good coverage, you don't get that skin-like texture. So I'm just going to apply this on my face. I did choose the color, I think it's either natural or neutral 210. I don't remember which one it was, but it's one of the two. It was hard because, like everyone's been saying, she came out with so many different shades, which is great. That way everyone can find their shade. It's awesome, but it was really hard for me because I tend to like my face to look lighter than it is. So my neck is a lot darker. I have to put a lot of foundation on my neck because my neck is darker. And if I were to match my face to my neck, I would always be super tan, which is fine. But I sometimes like my face to look a little lighter. But you can see as I'm putting it on, I know my camera doesn't pick it up that well, but it really is like a skin-like texture, and it has great coverage. I don't feel like you would get that good of coverage if you did apply it with a beauty blender though. I definitely would apply this type of foundation with a brush, but it almost smells like Play-Doh. It goes on really runny, and then it starts to harden just a little bit, enough to be more like give you more coverage. And of course, when you get up close, especially if you don't bake your face and you set it with a loose powder, it's gonna look like skin. So if you want a natural look and you maybe don't want to put on much, which I've been kind of more partial to the natural looks lately, and I really like this foundation. I don't like it to look super heavy, but obviously I love the coverage. So especially for how big the bottle is, this product is only $32, I believe, 32 or 34. And it is a lot of product for that price and a good product for the price point. So I don't know. I'm super happy with it. I was really excited. It has such good reviews and it lived up to everything I thought it would be. So I'm going to go in now with the NARS concealer. This has been my concealer of choice lately. I get on kicks sometimes and I only like to use one for a little bit, but this one has been on a kick for a while just because it is thicker and it gets more done in one try. And a lot of times in the morning I am pressed for time. So usually because I chose to sleep a little bit more, but I like my concealer on the inner points of my face to kind of highlight the inner part of my face so my face looks thinner. So I'm just kind of going around my smile lines, around my chin, down the sides of my nose, and down the center of my nose. And I am going to set it, I am going in with the NYX, this is actually a foundation stick. I purchased it in a dark color to use as a contour. Oh my gosh, I love this product. I was just being cheap. I didn't get the Fenty one, but I definitely am going to try that one. But this NYX foundation stick is a great contour. I love how this turned out. I was a little bummed that I chose a little warmer color. I tend to not like my contour that warm, but it did fit more with my skin tone. So I really like how it worked out. I could only find this at Ulta. I think maybe CVS might have it, but I know Walgreens definitely didn't have it there, or maybe they did and I didn't see it, but I did have to purchase this at Ulta. I think it was like $12, but I'm blending it in with a buff foundation brush, and I absolutely love how it blended in. It worked great. It was easier than doing like, the Anastasia or something like that. I feel like it just melted easier. It was really soft. So even though it's a stick, It was super, super soft, and you can see I'm not having to blend much, and you can tell on my face, I'm like, wow, okay, I was not expecting this to go well. I just wanted to try it. A lot of times when you do a cream contour, it lasts better throughout the day and it doesn't move. With the powder, it can make more for a cakey look. So if I was wanting to look a lot more like a skin-like texture, I would have done a thinner concealer, and I will use a loose powder all over my face instead of baking. But because I was wanting this to last me longer, I am going to bake just a little bit. So it is going to look thicker and not as natural as I could make it look. I could make it look super, super natural if I wanted to. But unfortunately, with the more natural looks, you don't get the long wear. And a lot of times I need long wear. So I'm just blending this out, sharpening up my edges just a little bit. But you can see that it did blend very, very well. And I don't know. I think it's a good product. One of my crew members was like, you don't get that much product for the price, though. And that's kind of true. So in that point, that's a little, I don't know. But I think it's pretty good. So now I'm going in with the Airspun setting powder. And like I said, I am baking only because I do want it to last all day. I'm not going to put much on, I'm not putting actually any on the brown parts because I'm going to use the Shade and Light palette to set my cream contour. So a lot of times people think, oh, if I do a cream contour, I don't need to use the powdered one. Well, that's not necessarily true. If you want it to last, you got to set it. And using the palette to set it, it's going to make it better than diluting it. If you set it with just a regular powder, it's just going to kind of dilute everything. But I mean, you could, and it would just be a way softer contour, but I'd rather go in with the Shade and Light. I used the darkest one and the middle one and mixed it because I did use a warmer stick foundation, so I think I needed to use a warmer color. But so I'm just setting this, using it more as a set. I'm not going in really strong with it, which is kind of surprising for me. I usually go in really strong with my contour, but yeah, I just kind of set it in places. Now I'm using the Gleeful blush from MAC because I'm not really, I don't know, I'm being very vanilla with my blush and setting powders. I'm using the same thing, but I don't know. Until I find another blush that I get back on that kick, I really like the Gleeful blush. And I think it's because I'm a blush person. I like to have a lot of rosy cheeks look. This is that Too Faced highlighter, and I forget what color it is. I'm gonna try and be really good and list all the products below. It's like that pinky highlighter from Too Faced. I really like it. It's an old product. It's been around for a while, but sometimes when I put a powdered highlight, I feel like I do look way too cakey. So using a dewy highlight like this, and I'm going to use some in my inner corner and down the strip of my nose. I feel like it's more skin-like texture, which is kind of what the look I'm supposed to be going for with using the whole Fenty product. But of course, I need it to last longer, so it's going to be slightly heavier. But my eyes, before I just did like a simple wing liner, a little bit of a neutral brown, and an eyelash. I'm using the MAC Whirl lip liner. Sorry, I was trying to get my camera to focus. It just wasn't working out too good for me, but the MAC Whirl is amazing for not only a liner, but you can fill your whole lip in and have a great like mauve-y lip color. It is one of my favorite lip liners. It's similar to Candy K, which I am obsessed with Candy K from Kylie. And I feel like this is one of the closest colors to her lip color. If maybe you don't want to wait for it to order in and you want to pick one up, it's a great color. So I just lined them. And now I cannot tell you how excited I am about this product. This is the Becca lip gloss in, I think, opal. Literally, what it reminds me is like someone reached into Barbie's bag and took her lipstick. And I don't know, I'm obsessed. Thanks for watching, guys.